What's up, real estate rehab? So I wanted to continue on with the How I Did It series. We are in the master bedroom here that I have been remodeling inside of our primary house. And you can see we are starting to put it back together. I have my first partition wall here. If you've been following the main series, you'll see all the subfloors in. It's all screwed down. But basically, I wanted to do another how I did it of building a partition wall. So this is the first partition wall that I built. You can see on the ground here, you see some tape outlines here. Harley's doing a nice showing there of the first edge of our closet. But basically, a lot of those are going to be partition walls as well. So I'm going to build off of this one and do sort of a little how I did it of how I built my partition walls. They're non-load bearing. Again, definition, they're partition the room. So I think that's going to be one of the next videos in this series. So I will set up the camera and I'll talk through it, and let's get to it. All right, guys, so we are going to start with doing a partition wall off of this wall right here. Basically, we're going to come out this far until somewhere around right here is where the end of our partition wall is going to be. So I don't do this for speed or for production. So basically what I like to do is I like to build it in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my bottom plate down, square that up, and then I'm actually going to put each individual stud up after I put the top plate up as well. So first thing I'm going to do, since we're going to be running this top plate parallel with the rafters, we're actually going to cut all the drywall out in between my two trusses right here. That way I can put blocking in between them and have something to nail my top plate to. So that's the first thing we're going to knock out real quick. Almost got decapitated there. Felt that thing touch my head. That's good. All right, let's go ahead and pull those nails out of there. All right, now the hardest part is always just squaring everything up. So I want to make sure the new partition wall is square with this wall and with this wall. So basically all I'm going to do, I'm going to measure how long I want the partition wall to be, and then I'll measure from this corner to that wall, from that corner to that wall, and square them up that way. because this is our set position right here. So this position can't move. That position can come out or come in to make sure we're square with both walls. So let's go ahead and measure our distance, see how long we need to cut it. All right. Now this bottom plate will end up going right here. Somewhere right there. So now I can measure from here to here for squareness and for here to here. What I don't want to do is measure from here over to there or over to there, exaggerating. So I want to make sure where I measure from here to that wall on the same distance from that wall, so that we actually create a right triangle here. So all I'll do for that is I'm going to set up the laser here along that wall somewhat so that I have an idea. The straight line, you probably can't see the laser in the video. Basically now I know where this meets that wall. We've got 95.5, and that's our master measurement. 95.5. That's almost spot on. I know this is 95.5 from here to here. I know this is 95.5 from here to there. That basically will tell me that I know this wall is square with that wall, so now this wall is square with this wall. Now let me remeasure that because I moved it, and then I will, I'm actually just going to screw it down. So if I need to move it. So without kicking that, what I'll do, now I will go back later and nail this in, but to hold it in place right now, all I'm going to do is use some sub 4 screws. I'm going to step on it carefully. All right, so now I know this is square with that wall. This wall is square with that wall. So this wall, therefore, is square with this wall. So what I will do now is I'm going to cut one stud to butt up against this. And then I will cut my top plate, 4 foot 2.5. Actually, I'm going to cut that first, 4 2.5. All right, I think the first thing I'm going to do is mark my bottom 16 inches on center. All right, we got 16 on center. All right, so at the end of this wall, right in here, I'm putting in a built-in safe in this wall. So I did two studs coming out 16 on center from this wall, but I have room to put a third. I think I'm going to leave that for now because I don't think I'm going to do a full stud down here to leave more room for the safe. So I'm going to play that one by ear. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my first stud up here, screw my top plate in, so it somewhat hangs out over, and then I'll put my second stud right here, and I will plumb everything then. That's what I'm thinking right now. All right, see ya. almost looks like my trusses are square. All right. Oh, that's square. All right. The ends of my boards are lined up. All right. I think I will build the wall out, keep it free floating on this corner right here. And that way, when I go to block it in the trusses, I can move this corner and plumb the wall. I think that's gonna be my plan. So let me cut one more stud. All right, guys, so basically, since I'm running parallel with the trusses, I've got nothing to screw my top plate to because I'm not sitting right on a truss. So basically all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put blocking in between two of my trusses that the top plate sits in between. That way I've got something to attach it on the ceiling side. So I've got these scrap 2x4s I used when I was replacing the floor beams to support the floor. And I'm just gonna cut those down to size. They don't have to be pretty. And I'm just gonna go ahead and attach them in between the trusses. Look at that there. Oh, that level's gonna be broken by the end of this. All right. All right. Well, that's basically just a quick and easy partition wall. I need to finish nailing it all down, nail it to here, nail the top plate to here, and create the corner. But let me grab you guys here and show you up close. All right, so basically what I did is I squared this bottom plate to this wall right here, which is square, with this wall across the way. So just measure